hanging out. Hunter Lawrence, you, my friend, I think are about to have one of those seasons where a lot of people are going to start respecting the other Lawrence a lot more. I think you are on the precipice of winning a lot of races, and I've said this. You've just been on that trajectory.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you handle being at the top of the sport and having to compete at that level, but having to do it against somebody that you love so dearly, like your brother? How have you guys been able to kind of like handle that situation and those stress levels and all that stuff? How has that been in your mindset?
Yeah, it's good. It's easy, honestly, because at the end of the day, that's my blood out there, and I'll race him hard, and we can give the fans some unreal close racing, some that maybe you can't do with other riders, just because we know we're not going to do each other dirty. So that I think is a really really cool aspect, and at the same time, it's so unique. You know, like how many people fill the grandstands to watch Venus and Serena Williams play against each other. You know, so I think we have the same kind of thing to offer. And as far as myself, you know, like you said, about to be extremely respected or whatever with you know, having a good season, it's that side of things, it doesn't bother me, man. At the end of the day, the people in my phone contacts list that I care about and love, and vice versa, they all respect me and I treat them well, and who I am as a racer doesn't shape the level of respect I need as a person, or who I am. You know, I'm Hunter Lawrence. I'm not just a racer, and that's you know, I'm a good human being, and that's what I strive for every day, is just to be the best version of myself, no matter what I do. So that's kind of just my demeanor, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a great 2025 season.
If there was a track that you had to race every single round of Supercross at, is there one that or a stadium, could have been stadium, city, whatever, it doesn't have to be a certain layout of a track, but is there one that you would pick?
No, there's not. There's not, because I'm sure everyone's heard the saying, ice cream's great, but if you had to eat ice cream every meal, every single day, you'd get sick of it. So that's the nothing truer spoken. That's the same with stadium. We could be at the best stadium in the world. After 17 weekends at that stadium, you'd probably get a little tired of it.
All right. So last thing is, how much pressure has it been coming into A1 throughout your career? How have you been able to kind of transition that pressure as you've been here longer and longer throughout the 450 class, especially? How has that pressure been for you? Is it kind of normal now for you? Is it kind of similar to what you've been through before? Have the nerves come down, or how's that kind of going?
I'm sitting here, I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm not stressed out. Do I ever look nervous or stressed?
No.
I get to race dirt bikes for a living. There's nothing I have to do. I make the decision at the end of the day that I choose to do this. So, man, I'm living the dream.
This is what I mean. This type of personality that you have, this is why I think some people sleep on you a little bit, because you are so good for the sport. You show who you truly are, and I appreciate that a lot. Like, it's really good. But good luck this season,
Thanks,
man.
Appreciate it.
Right, the crafty vet of the class now. Coop, coming in, obviously you have this track at home, like you have this layout at home. The dirt is different, I would say. The layout is the same, but the dirt is different. How do you think that that's going to help you and give you guys that advantage coming into this track? Or do you think it's just an equal playing field for everybody, because once they get on it and practice on it, it's all kind of the same anyways? How does that go for you?
I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? I think Star's done a great job always replicating tracks. We have dirt works to our tracks, or the people that build the races. So we've already seen some differences so far. Obviously, you're going to have that. And it is the same track, but is it really? No. I mean, the dirt's different. Everything's different. It's going to break down different. You know, they're going to change little things throughout the night, but it's not a disadvantage, I can tell you that. So we'll see. Last year there was certain areas where I was just so programmed to hitting the jumps the same speed that when the race came, they were a little bigger, a little smaller. So you had to adjust to that. But overall, I mean, Star does a great job. Like, their facility is one of the best in the country, right? So it's a great thing that they do.
If you had to pick a round of Supercross that you had to race all or every round at, is there a stadium or a city or something like that you would pick?
I mean, for me, it's pretty easy one. That's Dallas, right? Arlington. Had a lot of success there, but overall, like, I've always really gelled with that stadium, the dirt. But I'd love to have a Supercross in Charlotte. We need to make that happen, Feld. Come on, let's go.
All right, good luck this year.
Thanks.
Hanging out with my boy, Malcolm. How is it that, and luckily over my shoulder is somebody else that is kind of in a similar mindset that you are, you kind of show your personality a lot more, and the fans interact with that, and they appreciate that, and then they show the love back to you. Why do you think more riders don't show their fun, true personality, all that kind of stuff? Like, why is that something that you kind of latched onto and kind of ran with?
Man, I don't know. I just think maybe the way you're growing up, you know. If you look at, you know, of course, my brother, he's two totally different people. He's always been down, like super hard racer, things like that. And then, you know, my dad, very open, go-lucky guy, happy, and I think I'm more like him, you know. And my mom's pretty quiet. She always just stays off to the corner, very quiet. So I think it's just a personality thing. And I just have that personality. I just love to talk to people. I love just to bring the best out of people and myself. And dude, we race dirt bikes, man. Like, I mean, that's at the end of the day, like, this beats a 9 to 5 any day during the week. Whether if it's good days or bad days, it don't matter. I love coming to work. This is my work. Yeah, injuries can happen. This is a very, you know, high injury sport, but I'm willing to break some bones to have fun doing what I do, and no matter what happens, I can say it's one hell of a run.
That's what I love. Don't ever change. All right, so there's a lot of nicknames that are in the sport, Bam Bam, like all that stuff. You've kind of been called Predator before. Like, how do you unlock that version of you where you get that nickname because you're kind of hanging it out there, you're going fast, you're pushing it hard? Like, how do you unlock that for yourself and in the past, and how do you think you can unlock it this season?
You know, a lot of people call me Predator. I hear Mookie a lot.
Yeah, Mookie for sure.
You know, at the end of the day, I would say my confidence is very high now. Last year, I felt like I had some injuries and things like that kind of just held me back. And this year, I feel really good. Again, I had a really good off season doing the Paris race as well, so that helped out as well. And I just told myself, let's stay on the motorcycle as much as we can. And last year, I would say one thing, but deep down inside, I kind of felt a little different. This year, it's like, okay, I say it because now I believe it, and I'm going to go out there and just apply it and have fun doing it. And whatever, you know, how I look at it is this, yeah, this is a season opener. It's a lot of weight on a lot of people's shoulders, but to me, dude, I'm looking at this as another day of racing and having fun, and whatever happens Saturday night, we got 30 more tries to get it done. So that's the mindset to do it, and dude, just enjoy it, because you may not never get another chance.
Last question. If you had to pick a round or a city or a stadium or whatever it is that you had to race all rounds of Supercross in, where would you pick?
I'll probably pick Arizona because, A, I know it's indoor. I won't have to worry about rain. And it's the biggest stadium, so, you know, as far as the amount of doing the laps, is actually end up being actual around 19 to 20 laps because of the track, the layout of the track is long. So, probably Arizona, honestly. You know, that's probably why. I mean, I know it's a West Coast thing coming from an East Coast boy, but I just got to narrow it all down on what's going to be safe.
All right, cool. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The real 23's here. How's it feel to run my number?
Oh, it feels great. Yeah,
it
23 has been awesome.
It is a good number.
Yeah.
All right, coming into the season, you had a hell of a first race last year.
Yep.
How do you replicate that, but get it to the entire race and get through and finish, maybe even where you started last year?
I think overall my fitness is a lot better than last year. I think I never believed in myself last year. I had good speed at the test track, but there was never days where, like, yeah, I could go fast for one lap, but that wasn't doable for 15 plus 1. And I've been able to do that for 20 plus 1 day in, day out. So fitness is really good. Bike's really good. We made a lot of improvement from last year. And I think just our overall setup mentality coming into this year is a lot different, and we're ready to go.
And then when you're here looking at the track, how is it compared to you now that it's your second season? Are you able to visualize kind of the layout and the track and maybe how you'll attack it and stuff like that? Is that coming easier to you now that you're in your second full year?
Yeah, for sure. I think visualizing, obviously knowing how the tracks break down now, it's a little bit easier to look at the track and say, this will probably be a good race line, or this will do that. So track here is pretty basic, one rhythm section, a lot of across the start stuff. So track's not too complicated. It's going to be pretty simple, I think, and it's going to take a perfect day.
All right. be good to that number 23.
Okay.
Put it up on the podium.
Yep.
And you owe me a jersey.
All right. Got you.
All right. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
All right. Coming into the season, I have said that you've kind of been under the radar compared to some of your other teammates. How has that driven you to ride, to train, to practice, all that stuff? Like, how has that been for your mentality?
Honestly, I've always been kind of underrated, even when I was, I guess maybe not my championship 250 year, but as far as 450 goes, I got hurt my defending year in the 250 class, so kind of got dropped off the radar. You're not racing, you kind of get forgot about, and I've been slowly, quietly just working my way through the 450 field, and had a couple good showings, but definitely get overlooked when you got two-time 450 champions in the Supercross class. It's no joke. I'm obviously the third in line there, so got some work to do to establish myself as one of the top guys in this class. And I think it was a good rookie season, and just gonna keep putting in the work and doing the best I can, and let the rest fall where it falls.
How, when you come to the track for like A1, what are some of the things that you're looking for when you first look at the track? Like, what are you kind of eyeing up first and foremost? Like, what are you trying to get down on the track? Like, how does that process go for you when you first get to A1?
Yeah, well, for this one we get press day, so we don't really have to. Well, first of all, we have this track at the farm, the replica, so that's
a good point.
So as far as what I'm looking at would be what's different about the track at home, and I think we have press day, and obviously not too worried about how the track looks right now. We get to ride it. That's always pretty easy to get down when we have press day, and us riders, we get it down, man, in like a few laps. It feels like at least all the obstacles. So finding a flow and all that is different, but when we have press day, we don't really worry about the track too much. Just go out there, figure it out pretty quick, and put some laps in.
Good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, Haiden. First round, I do have the biggest thing I want to know is, how do your nerves compare to A1 or first round, opening round? You've done East Coast before. How do your nerves compare to now, compared to when you're like on the championship brink of clinching that championship like the SMX?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like the nerves, I feel like that comes with the sport. It's just natural. That's just how it goes. But I feel like I've been put in a position now where I can kind of tame the nerves at any point, because I've literally been on, you have to finish in front of this guy at this race to win the championship, and I've had a 60-plus point lead to win a championship. So I feel like I've been in both scenarios, like the gnarliest pressure scenarios. So now it's just being able to control it. I'm confident. I've been racing these guys now for 2 years, so I got some experience under my belt, got some confidence. So now it's just go out there, take off your laps, and focus on your start.
All right, so Jet said it a little bit. You've mentioned it before. You guys are a little bit more outspoken. You guys are a little bit more like, hey, I'm going to kind of create headlines a little bit. Do you think that you guys are about to enter into an era of growing the sport to another level? Like McGregor, when he first entered the scene, you have other guys that just create headlines, create all that stuff, but it grew the sport. Do you think that you are at the beginning part of growing this sport to a whole new level to where it can become mainstream?
Yeah, 100%. That's the main goal. My goal genuinely is, I feel like winning and training and all that's my main goal, but the goal after that is growing the sport, obviously, which I heard Jet in interviews say it's not really his priority anymore, which was really weird to me. Like, dude, you have the spotlight, you have everyone looking up to you, you have all these kids looking up to you. I'm into it, Grow the sport, that's what we need. I don't know if you just pin on an act or something because of people talking crap or not, which I feel like some people, I don't know. I've had this talk for a long time, so now I'm used to it, but my goal, grow the sport, have fun with it as long as you can, and make that bread and make some championships.
All right, Temecula local, let's
go,
go, baby.
Let's go.
Yep. All right, first thing, I miss you being 23. You were my teammate for a long time, but it is good to see you running number 4 and all that stuff. It is cool to see the transition that you've done. Coming into A1, I asked this with Haiden, but coming into A1, how have the nerves changed with you approaching A1 compared to you clinching championships? How does that differ for you?
I would say clinching a championship and coming into this race is a lot different. Obviously,
clinching a championship, you've already went through all the season. You kind of know where you're at. A1, you have so much time off, and you don't really know where anyone's at as far as like improvements and stuff like that. So, and you're just more excited. Like clinching a championship, you just want to get it. Like you want to get through the race, get it done, and be done with it. This one, you're kind of like it's a new season and a lot of new exciting stuff. So, just overall, a lot of excitement coming into this weekend.
If you had to pick one round that you had to race the entire series on Supercross only, do you have a city or a track or a stadium that you would pick that you would have to do that?
I mean, Daytona's really cool. This one's cool. I don't know. There's so many. Like, I wish we had a race in Chicago, where I'm from, but like, yeah, I don't know. There's all the cities kind of are different, and they have their own personalities. So I would say this one or Daytona are probably the best two.
And going into your fitness and your training, you take that very seriously, and you've taken that very serious for a long time. What are some of the things like surfing, or what are some of the things that you do outside of the sport that you are able to kind of like relieve some of the tension and some of the nerves and all that stuff, but you're also still training? Like, what are some of those things that you go to?
Surfing obviously is a really good, like, just being out in the ocean and kind of getting away. You don't have your phone, nothing, like no one can reach you. It's just kind of like the only place that, besides for sleeping, like if I'm in the water, no one can reach me. I can't text nobody. It's kind of nice.
That's me with riding.
Yeah. I am riding for me, obviously.
Yeah.
But surfing, no one can reach me. Golfing's really fun. Just hanging out with my friends. I do a lot of just different stuff, hanging out with my friends, surfing, golfing, whatever. I'm kind of down for anything. And just trying to kind of decompress a lot of the time, especially when we're racing every weekend. You kind of want to take you race Saturday and you have the rest of the week to decompress, and you race Saturday and you kind of do that whole deal. So, whatever, honestly. Just hanging out with my friends and kind of just chilling, honestly.
All right, good luck this season.
Thanks, man.